So far, more than 160 Democrats in Congress have called for the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. 160. And she, of course, oversees both ICE and CBP as they wage their immigration crackdown in Minneapolis and communities across the country, hence the call for her impeachment. And while it's difficult to imagine Republicans in this Congress turning against a member of Trump's cabinet, at this point at least two Republican senators who voted for her confirmation have broken ranks with their party. One is Senator Lisa Murkowski, and the other is Senator Thom Tillis.
I think that what she's done in Minnesota should be disqualifying. She should be out of the job.
All right. Now, he's retiring, but still seems like something. Joining me live from Minneapolis is Congressman Seth Moulton of Massachusetts. Congressman, I know you are freezing out there. You've been out there with protesters. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Let me just ask you about what I just mentioned. I mean, you've been in Minneapolis. You've seen what's happening on the ground. Senator Thom Tillis is retiring, as I mentioned. Senator Lisa Murkowski, she's broken with Republicans before. Neither of them have called for Noem's impeachment, but it does feel like something's moving out there. You talk to a lot of members from both parties, Democrats, but Republicans too. Give us some kind of real talk. What is the movement here? Is there real movement toward this happening, or do you think it's just going to propel pressure to get her to be pushed out?
The vast majority of Republicans understand the truth that we can see with our own eyes watching videos from Minneapolis today. But they're just scared. I mean, Jen, I was on Will Cain's show after Renee Good's shooting, and the first colleague I ran into was a very conservative Republican, a big Trump supporter, who came up to me and he said, yeah, you were right. You did a good job in that interview, and that was a terrible shooting. And he said, I have spent years in law enforcement, and all of my law enforcement friends said that she shouldn't have been shot. But then the next thing he said was, of course, I can't say that. What he's saying is, I know the truth. I know this shouldn't be happening. I know that federal agents are breaking the law, and yet I'm just too scared to say that publicly because I'm worried about my own job.
At this point, why, though? I mean, Trump is very unpopular. This is very unpopular. What is happening in Minneapolis, of course it is. ICE is very unpopular. Why are they so afraid still now?
I mean, they just seem to be afraid of Trump and the base. I mean, this is a story of the Republican Party today, completely subservient to Trump, completely powerless. They've made Congress essentially irrelevant under Speaker Johnson. And as a result, they're not willing to just show the basic courage that we should expect of every elected official, which is just to tell the truth. And I do think that this is a part of the problem that people see with Secretary Noem, is that she's obviously incompetent. I mean, we knew that from the very beginning. But she cannot manage to just get through a sentence without lying. And even if you're a Republican, you've got to question whether that's the person you want representing the Department of Homeland Security, serving as a cabinet official in this government.
Yeah, it's causing them more problems than many of them need, obviously. Let me ask you about your position. I mean, there's not total agreement in the Democratic Party. There rarely is about a lot of things, I should say. But you've called for ICE to be abolished and prosecuted. You're not alone in those calls by any means. There's a growing number of people making those calls. It's not the position right now of Democratic leadership in Congress. But give us a sense of what you heard from the people in Minneapolis today and why you think that's what needs to be the next step here, abolishing and getting rid of ICE and prosecuting the ICE members.
Yeah, look, the call for prosecution is one that I started weeks ago. And I said, look, even before we discuss abolishing or whatever comes next with ICE, you got to prosecute these people who are breaking the law. And when I started saying that, I got a lot of pushback. ICE officials, in particular, Todd Lyons went after me. But increasingly, we are hearing that call. And recently, among Democratic leadership, I've heard that term as well, prosecute ICE, prosecute ICE. This should be the clarion call for Democrats all across the country. You cannot enforce the law if you think you're above it. So that should be the first priority. And it's actually something we might get some Republicans to agree with, because at least Republicans are now calling for a proper investigation of the frankly, execution of Alex Preddy. So there's a place there where if Democrats continue making this call forcefully, we might actually get a few Republicans to find the basic courage to say what they're saying in private, publicly, and get a proper investigation into his death.
We will certainly see. And obviously, Minnesota officials are working hard on that on the ground, too. I should mention, Congressman Seth Moulton, I know you're freezing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in Minnesota. Really appreciate it.